All right, good morning. I'm Marilyn, and I was going to bring name tags, and I forgot about that. But anyway, I'll just say, hey, you. But today, I want to introduce you to the bells, and I know some of you, how many of you have played before? Okay. And high bells? High bells? High bells? Okay. Good. I mean, I'm glad you do now, is what I mean. So you have a very nice set of bells. That's a lot of money sitting there in front of you. Probably at least $60,000 probably. Probably. With the bells and the tables and the covers. And the covers alone are probably $5,000. And your stands and the music, it represents a lot of money. It's a shame for it to just sit. And that is happening so much in churches now. It's sickening. So, you know, they think because they have a new form of worship that they don't need bells, but that's not true, is it? I thought this morning, the Psalms 100 says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. We're going to make joyful music. It's not going to sound like noise. And by the time, is it Peggy comes back, I think you can play a couple songs for her. You'll have them learned. I brought two real easy things that we use. Besides College of the Ozarks, I hadn't worked in church for a while, so the Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran Church in Kimberling City, and we've played there several times, almost every year at Christmas time, just like we come down here, I think, almost every year. And they were without a director, and I thought, I think I'll just do that myself and try to get a student out. So I've been doing that for 5 or 6 years. And it's people just like you, just retired people, and we just have so much fun. And they were like you, they were beginners. Some of them had played for a while, but they didn't really know all that much. But they have just developed, and it's just a joy to be with them as it will with you. Thank you for inviting me. It's a real pleasure for me. I passed around 2 pages. Handbells has its own language, as you could see. And so we're going to go through some terms today, but we're going to play. So we'll talk about them, and then you're going to really experience them, too. Now you have a 3-octave set of, it might even be 4, I think it is a 4-octave set of Malmark bells, and they're made here in the United States. Bells came from England, and everybody had the big bell towers, and the poor person who played them had to climb up those stairs, and even to practice, so they got tired of it, and they thought, well, we'll just develop a way that we could have bells laying on a table and let them get practice it, and then when it's time for the bell tower, then they would climb up there and play. So that's how they originated. And then many years ago, they were brought over to America. And I don't know, there are just many bell choirs. I don't know the final count. But they're in churches and quite a few colleges, not as many, of course, as churches. And so it's much easier to play. Now, today, I set these up, and I don't know really what you're going to do. I guess today we'll just have you get a couple. See, you really could, and you experienced players could do this easily. This is what we do for the high bells, usually, is ring what we call, this is called 4-in-hand, or Shelley ringing. And it's two, I don't have them set up this way right now, but there's 2 C's here and 2 B's here. And so sometimes the music calls for something really high. Well, they just ring it at the same time. And so you high bells really could do that. And you could get along with, you have 14 ringers here. So we might learn to do that, and then the big bells, they could be handled by 1 bell player each for the big bell, maybe. So I don't know what you want to do, Jim. Anyway, we'll just learn to ring today. So why don't you come and get in a spot where if you're familiar with a spot, go ahead and take it. And if you're not, just get somewhere where you like. Go stand behind the bells you'd like to play. Usually a bell player is responsible for 2 bells, plus the flat and sharp. So it'd be like 4 bells. You want to ring? Come on, join us. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I think you'd love it.
Right, I'll vote for that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think right here, see there. It's not a busy part,
Karen,
and it's lightweight.
right there in this middle, all the way over. Karen, in the middle, there's one over here.
There's nothing over there.
Oh, there's not?
We'll spread them out. We'll spread them out.
There's G. There's one right here. These are mine and those are those.
All right.
Maybe you can have these two.
We wear gloves because, I mean, you don't have to wear gloves, but most people do because it protects the bells. You have oil in your skin, and when you handle them, and if you touch the bronze part, then it will leave your fingerprints, and over the time, if you didn't wipe them off, it could change the pitch of the bell. I've never really seen that happen, but I did hear a choir that they had never polished their bells, and they were all just smudged up. It was a professional group, too. I don't know what in the world they were doing, but it did just sound it sounded muffled to me. It just didn't sound right. So if you, do you have cleaning cloths?
We do.
Okay. It probably would be good if you wiped them off every time. Just wipe them off. Not to polish them, but just to get your fingerprints off if you have.
Put them away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just maybe 5 minutes before you close. And then we usually polished bells twice a year in the college. And then you would get simichrome polish, which is like motorcycle polish, really. And then you just dab a little bit on. You never put it on the inside of your bells. Never, ever. That's just a no-no. But you do it on the outside, just a tiny dab, and then you can just use a soft cloth and polish. And they say, if you take a break in the summer, they say not to close them up in the cases, but yeah. I mean, you could put them in the cases, but leave them open.
Because it would sweat.
I guess. I don't know. I think it's because you've just polished it and it's probably still kind of on there, you know. So if you have room, now we did have room at college where I could leave them open, but I don't know if it really hurt that bad. But maybe you won't be taking that big of a break either, because you've got a slave driver here. No. Now, let me get my terms here. Whoops, that's not it. Oh, excuse my book. Was there extra? I might not have made extra. I'll use this book. And feel free to write things down as you go. This, like I said, handbells have a different language. We read from the same music, but boy, it's not like any other form of music that you have. You'll hear words you never heard before. And so we're going to talk about what they all mean. Now, your Malmark bells, one side has a little etching on it of, I'll use a black one here, you can see. See this right here? This little mark right here? That's the side that should be facing you. So if they're not, then turn them over. Because they're fixed so they won't ring the other way. Okay, there's a little spring down in there inside your bell casing, and that will, if it's, I don't know how your bells are tuned, they might not be tuned very well now anymore, but they're fixed so that it will only ring what we call forward ring, and then it won't ring back, make an echo. Oops. Now.
Has everybody found it? You're good? Okay.
All right. Now, would you just pick up a bell in one hand and another bell in a different hand? I don't care what pitches they are at all. But make sure that little sign is facing you. It doesn't matter what pitches at all. Just pick up 2 bells. Look at them, look at your handles, and make sure that that little sign is there. Now, here's how you grip the bell. You see this casting right here? That protects your hand from the bell so that you don't touch it. So just wrap your hand around it. It's not tight. Don't put your hand through there. put it around the outside, and just, now, so on both sides, can you hand me that one there, thank you. I'll take care and I won't touch the bells. We, in America, in the United States, we have what we call off-the-shoulder ringing. So your bells are up here by your shoulders. When you come to church, and if you have a big globby necklace on, be careful, tuck it in or take it off when you play, because you don't want, you're going to be coming back here. You don't want it to bounce on that, and it will just make a big clanging sound. And it could nick your bell. Bells are made of two forms. Now I can't, brass and what's the other thing? I can't remember, I should have looked that up. But, and then together they make the liquid, and which makes bronze. And then they pour it into molds, and then after they harden, they take them out, and they are all hand worked. They file them down, grind them down, so that they're on the pitch that they represent. So once in a while you'll get a bell that is not pitched right, that they didn't do a good job with, but if you see that, you send it back to the manufacturer. But they're all handmade. It's an intricate thing, very, very nice. So that's why they're so expensive. Like the big bell back there probably is, maybe $2,000 by itself. So it's expensive. Okay, now we have the basic stroke is called ring, and then to stop the sound it's called damp, D-A-M-P. If I say damp it, I'm not swearing at you. I'm saying stop the sound, okay? So ringing and damping are the very most basic terms of handbells. Now, put your arm out like you're going to shake hands with me. And then greet me. That is where your ringing will be. And all you're going to do is just pretend like you're knocking on the door. Knock on the door. See, it's easy. Okay? Try your other hand. So your arm is out, and you're just leaning your bell forward. It's all on your wrist, isn't it? Okay? Pretty. Very nice. Now, we don't just ring and stop. If it's a long sound, we'll ring out here, and we call an exaggerated return. It's like a part of a circle back to your shoulder. So that makes your sound continue to ring. Try that. Ring and return. Ring and return. Try both arms. Good. Good. Then damp. Damp on your shoulders. Now, damping is just as important as ringing, because if all the sounds are ringing together, it will be like the piano playing all 88 keys and not ever getting any of the sounds out of there. It would be a joyful noise. Probably wouldn't be so joyful though. So, now, do you remember in your music, do you remember about counting? How many know how to count pretty good? Okay, the things we do today are going to be easy. And I would suggest to Jim and Peggy that just start easy. There's nothing wrong with easy music. It's beautiful. And then as you learn, you'll add more rhythms and so on. Okay, so now we've got the ringing and damping. Let's see. We've got some terms that are pretty good. Okay. Shall we just go right down alphabetically, I guess? A brush damp, that's the first term you have there?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sometimes they'll have you control the way you stop the bell a different way. And it will say B, D in your music. And that's called a brush damp. So you'd be ringing your bell, and you take the other hand and just go up softly. I'm not going to touch it because I should get a pair of gloves because I won't need them. Is there an extra one? Thank you. And you're just brushing the sound out of there. And it will make a real gradual diminish. Like this. See? That's called a brush dance. That's kind of unusual. I don't think you really have encountered very much of it. Okay, now, when you ring your bell, keep it upright like it's an ice cream cone. You don't want to lose that ice cream cone, do you? You won't go over like this. You'll never do your wrist like that. That could cause you carpal tunnel if you played a whole lot. That way, you don't do it. Just keep it. If you play tennis, it's like it stays the same, you know. Okay, so your wrist just stays like this. You're coming over a little bit because you have to bend your bell over, but your bell never goes way down like that. Keep it upright so you don't lose your ice cream or you don't lose your glass of water. Some people call it glass of water. You're not going to drip any out. Let me see everybody's stroke. This is called a stroke. Good. Good. Keep going. Good first row. Good second row. Let me see your other hand now. Stroke. Good. Okay. Stop. Good job. Now, the damp sign, the usual, if they want you to, if you've been ringing and not damping, I'm going down to the third one over there. It's, there's a sign, it will be below your music, below your notes. Usually it's below. And it's a circle with a cross through it. See it? And that means to damp. That means to stop the sound. So you just touch it against your shoulder. And that stops it. Sometimes you won't touch your shoulder. You don't have time. You could just touch the bell. Or you could touch it on your stomach. Or they have a BD, even a butt damp. Actually, there really is. The college kids love that one, which is silly. I'm so silly. Okay, now, if they want you to ring the bell, I mean, you always are going to ring, but maybe for some reason you weren't ringing it for a while and they wanted you to start, they'll put an R, and that means just ringing. Okay.
Where was that?
Oh, it's probably in this.
So you're just, okay.
Yeah. I'm just kind of starting from there.
Page 20. Over on the other.
So that makes sense, doesn't it? R for ring. And if they want you to stop ringing, they'll put that cross with the circle. Damn. All right. Now, let's play. You'll have your two bells. I don't care what pitches. We're not making beautiful music yet, but it's a beautiful sound, isn't it? So I want you to ring 4 repeated notes with your right hand. We'll make them quarter notes. That gets 1 count each. So you'll look like this. Just watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and damp. Okay? Try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, damp. Now try with your other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now let's alternate. Right, left, and stop. Now this time we're going to bring it back to our shoulders because you're going to damp so it won't sound when the others play. So watch me. So ring, 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 ring. See? And I'm touching my shoulder after every one. I'm coming back in a circle. So I want to make a pretty sound. Bells is very visual. Handbell choir, it's a very visual thing. And people are just awed when they see AWED, when they hear you play and see you play. It's important that we look good. Okay? Here we go. Now we're going to go right, left. We're going to be ringing and damping. Okay? Right, left, right, left, right. 2 more. Left, and stop. Now, if you're playing fast notes, you'll ring close to your body because you can't get back soon enough. Now let's play some whole notes. They're going to get 4 counts each. So it's going to be very exaggerated return. Watch mine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I shouldn't damp until beat one of the other ones so there's not a rest in there. We don't want a hole in there. All right, let's try that. We're ringing whole notes. Do you know what a whole note looks like? Draw one in the air. Right, it's just a circle, and that's the biggest note value we have. It gets 4 beats, excuse me. Ready, 2, right hand. 1, 2, 3, circle around. 1, circle. Keep it moving, keep it moving. 2, keep it moving, move. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, circle around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a circle. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good, good. I saw some very nice ringing, stroking. That's for a longer sound. The reason why we do that is if we just played in like this and kept it there, it just dies away really fast. You know where the sound comes out? Try it. Ring it and put the top by your ear. Is it there? Right. It comes out the sides. Ring it and put it by your ear, but be careful because it's loud. See? That's where the sound comes out. It doesn't come out here. Isn't that weird? So, you're keeping your bell up. The sound waves are traveling to the listener's ear out the sides. If you stop it, if you just hold it, it just dies away. And you would never get a full value of a whole note that way. So remember now, we always are bells in motion. There's a choir named that. There's a professional choir. That's a good name because it is always in motion. Don't ring and play. Ring and stop. It doesn't look pretty either, does it? So we've got to keep it moving to make those sound waves go. All right, let's play 2 half notes each now. A half note is half as big as a whole note, so it gets 2 counts. So we're ringing and damping. Be 1, 2, 1, 2. So half notes. You know what they look like? Are they black or hollow?
Hollow.
Right. If a note is hollow, it's a bigger note. So this one it's like a whole note, but it has a stem on it. The stem can go up or down. All right, 2 each. Right, right, left, right, left. Right, 2, left, 2, right, 2, left, 2, and left. Good. Now let's do this. Let's ring 1 whole note each. Right, left, then 2 half notes, 2 half notes, then 4 quarter notes. All right, a whole bunch of playing. Ready, 2, 3, right hand. 1, 2, is it moving? And move, move, 2 each. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 4 counts, close. 1, 2, 3, 1. And stop. Good. Now, when you repeat a note, like I played 2 Ds, well, I don't have to damp in between. If you have repeated notes, you don't damp in between, unless they tell you to. Okay? So like 4 quarter notes, you don't go, you just keep them out there. Try 4 quarter notes again. Ready on each hand, 4 times. Go. 1, 2, 3. Now damp. Damp. Okay? Any questions about that much? Good. I see good stroking. That's very important. And I see your bells up. We aren't bending over like this, are we? And we're keeping them in motion. All right. Now, let's go down to where it says, in your first page there, the echo ring. Echo ring is fun. It looks like a fish hook. See it? It's the 4th one down. Echo ring. It's kind of a new term. It's a real pretty sound. When you have an echo ring, it usually is on a whole note or a bigger note. So they'll put the note first. That's for ringing it. And then they'll have like 3 arrows like that. 3 of the little echo. Here's what it sounds like. So you're going to ring it first. Can you see me? Maybe I'll come over here. And then you guys can just turn and look at me from everywhere. All right, you're going to ring your bell. That's not a very good place. Let me do your bell because there's not much of a bell to make a sound on that one. So you're going to ring it as usual. Hear the little beat on there? You don't want to do it very hard because it will take too much sound away. But one, echo, echo, echo. My hand is parallel to the table. My bell is parallel to the table, I should say. And I'm just touching the rim. Ring, echo, echo, echo. Isn't that pretty? Try that. That's called the echo ring, and it looks like a fish hook. Okay, let's do it together so we can hear the echoes. Ready, two, here we go. Ring, bounce, bounce, bounce. Try the other hand. Okay. Now, you can keep these list of terms in your folders, so you'll always have it. But that is one that's used quite a bit, and it's such a pretty, and people will really look and wonder what in the world you're doing to make that sound. And when it's all together. Let's do it all together one more time, and let's use our right hand. It's going to be a whole note, and then you're going to bounce it on the table. Bigger bells, you can still do that one. That's a good sound. It has a good sound for the big bells too. Ready, 2, 3, up. 1, bounce, bounce, bounce. Stop. Okay, down. Try it again. Bells are straight up, and you're going to stop. When you ring your bell, you'll have a little forward motion. See? It's like you're knocking on the door. You start with your arm out, and then you knock. Let me see that again. Knock. Okay, do it again. Knock. Yeah. Oh, that's much better. Knock. Yes. Now try your other hand. That looked good. Knock. 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 Yeah. Good. Now let's do an echo ring. You'll have one of those, and then make your bell parallel with the table. Ready, 2, echo ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, and you'll see that in some of your music. That's a nice term. Now, the next one is fun too. It's called a gyro. In music, it's a soft G, gyro. Gyro, not like, what's the Greek food? Gyro. Yeah. So this is a gyro. And it is a good ending, or it's usually a hold up too. So you ring your bell, and then you circle. And we would probably want all circle the same way. And depending on the speed of the music is how fast you'll go. So watch mine. This is called a gyro. And you could just do that till the sound fades away. It's a very nice ending. Okay, try a gyro. Ring. Hear those sound waves? And damp. The director would just let you keep that up, and then when she wants you to stop, you could either hand damp, you could touch it with your other hand, or you could damp it wherever your bell is. Okay, let's ring a gyro. Gyro. Okay, so it's up in the air, your arm is extended. Don't let your clapper keep clapping. Mine wants to do that. I think my clapper's too loose. Now we want it all done together. Isn't that a pretty sound? I love the gyro. It's very, very pretty. We'll add that to some music today. All right. A handbell tree is a stand, and you hook bells on it, and you hook them together like this. There's a whole bunch of them. And then they hang it on this tree, and they play it with a mallet. There's solos written that way, so one person can play a whole bunch of bells at once. That's what a handbell tree is. Okay, now we've got hand chimes. That's what those are, and we'll, if we don't get to it this time, I hope we can. But it's a nice complement to the bells. And the piece I brought for us to play, we'd play half of it with the bells and half of it with the hand chimes. If it's written specifically in the music for chimes, it's a diamond-shaped head note. Anybody grow up with music that had diamond shape? The old timey, nobody's that old here except me probably. I didn't have that either, but you've seen it in old hymn books. The heads are like diamonds, diamond shaped instead of round. And that's how they write the chime part. So you'll see in music later on, it's not a round, but it's a diamond shape. That means that part is played with chimes. Okay. Hand damp. I had to do that the other day. I mean, just not the other day. The other piece I had to damp. It was just, you can just damp lots of ways. All right. Now, sometimes you'll see this hand martellato. It's a black, diamond shape or sort of cone, yeah. And it's always filled in, and it's above your note or below your note. And that is a special sign, and you have your grip on your bell, just the same as always, but you're going to hit it on the table like this. That's a mart. That's a short name for martellato. So a mart is a short sound. It's a stopped sound, and it's a kind of a hard sound. See? And you just force it into the table. Your knuckles will be in the table. Now, let me warn you, don't bend your bell and put the bell on the table. Put the knuckles in the table. Your whole hand goes in the table. Okay?
And you see its knuckles down on the back row.
Especially now the great big bells, we don't really have them marked too much because you could break your handle on that after if you didn't throw forcefully. And it's just kind of hard to control all that anyway. But probably most of your bells will be all right in the back row. All right, but just have your hand on the up in the table enough to get your knuckles there. Okay, just move in a little bit so you do. All right, let's try 4 marks. Right hand. Ready? Go. Mart, mart, mart. Right, see it's, okay, try your left. Mart. Don't let any ringing. I still hear ringing, so don't let your bell ring. Keep it in the table. Mush it in the table. Ready? Hit. Just move your bells out of the way and you can have your hands straight. Just shove those 2 bells out. The 2 ones that you're not using, yeah, and you can just keep your hands straight. All right, now let's alternate. We'll do left, right, left, marting. Left. Don't lift it up until you're going to ring. Okay, by that I mean this. Don't go like this. So you're going to leave it in the table. That's a full mart. Martellato. Okay, so hit, hit, hit. Mm-hmm. Now, to be exactly together, Jim said one time that he liked our bell choir because it was precise, and this is how you get it precise. If you are marting from up here, and the other person's marting from down here, guess who's going to be late? Right. You need to all mart from the same place. And a long time ago, I heard a clinician say, make it a taco high, and I always liked that. So about this high, it's a nice big taco, chalupa. Taco high. Because some, especially kids, boy, they'll get wild, they want to do it. But then they're not accurate. The bell is not, the choir is not together. You'll hear instead of one hit. So taco high. Ready? 1 in the table. Keep it in the table. Yep. Right. Good. That's a mart, and that is used a lot. It'll be a black arrow sort of a thing. Yeah. Somewhere right above or below your notes that you're going to play. Okay? Any questions so far? Are you all right? Are you tired? Okay.
Can you go another 5 or 10 minutes before you sit down for a while? Good?
Are you all right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now the next one, let's see. Let vibrate. It will say LV in your music, and it's usually written in italics. And it is a term. I think it looks like French, doesn't it? Laissez-faire. That means to let your bells vibrate. Don't damp. And if the notes sound all together, really good for a long time in a piece of music, and they want it to sound like a piano's playing and never pedaled, and all those notes still ring through. Well, if they sound good together, then it's a beautiful thing. And so laissez-faire, or LV, let vibrate, means you don't damp. Then when they want you to damp and get rid of all that, then they'll put a damp sign across with it. But there's a lot of LV in music. Lots and lots and lots. Ring, damp, let vibrate, marks, they're all real common. All right? So now it won't sound very good because we don't have the right bells in our hands to do this, but let's just play LV for a while. So we'll alternate quarter notes and just let them ring. Don't ever damp. Okay? Ready? Let me see your good stroke. LV, see? It's just vibrating. Now, ring and damp. Damp it out. Big bells, especially you guys are slim back there, your bells may not damp real good you may have to go against your stomach, or you may have to put your hand over them to get them to stop right on time. Because, we just have a little bit of rim that we have to touch. You guys have a big bunch. Okay, let's ring and damp real cleanly. We'll ring and let it ring for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, damp. Don't ring again. Just ring to your shoulder. Ready? Ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, and damp. Oh, you hear it still ringing? Some of them? Okay, do it again. Clean it up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, you guys.
Now we know.
It's harder back there. A lot harder. Okay, try it. That was a lot.
Different skill.
Okay, ready? Ring. Oh, your stroking looks nice. Oh, that's nice. And down. Whee! Yay!
Observation. It depends on how you count to 4. If you're slow, you'll be the last one ringing. So tick and tick and tick and tick and touch, and you're together.
All right, let's go about that speed. That was very clean and very nice. And look at the corner, out of the corner of your eye. See the bells all ringing together? It looks beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
It really looks beautiful. All right, you're out here like this. And, hey, wrap your, this bell, wrap it, yeah, don't go like this. Get your hand right up against that. Very nice. Ready? And 2, 3, 4, and down. Wow.
Can I say something, Marilyn?
Yes.
In music, that note doesn't stop until you think the beat after 1. Because if you stop it on 4, you haven't given it 4 counts. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, touch. Makes sense?
Then you get
If you
the
do it
full
on
value.
4, you're the first one off. You got to make the sound all the way through 4.
That looked just beautiful.
It was.
Front row, turn around. Now, let's watch everybody. Watch everybody else. Ready to do it again. Stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Now, you guys ring too, even though you're facing that way.
Okay.
Look at everybody else. You don't get a chance to do that very much. You don't get to see what you look like. All right, it's so beautiful. Now, have your bell straight up. Ready, 2, 3, ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Now, I see some people ringing like this. Get them up. Up, up, up. Cup up.
Keep it up.
All right? Doesn't that look wonderful? Try it one more time. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Lovely, lovely. Good.
I think the whole congregation ought to have to do this, right?
Yes.
Then they can appreciate what you guys are doing.
All right. Now, do you have mallets?
Yep, we do.
Okay.
A whole bunch.
Now, look at the signs for mallets. I don't think we'll play anything with mallets today, but there's a dot like you that play music, it's staccato, dot, okay? If they have a plus, if there's just a plus, then you're holding the bell in the air and ringing with a mallet. And your mallet touches right where your clapper would hit it, just right there. Now, we'll have to work with mallets, maybe next week, or next time I come, we'll work with mallets. And then if it has a plus with a dot, that means you lay them on the table and hit them on the table. Hit the bells on the table with a mallet. It makes a little short sound. It's pretty, and you'll use that a lot, awful lot. And mallets come in different sizes, because look, you wouldn't want a great big fat mallet hitting this little surface here. So the little mallets will be for the little heads, and big mallets for the big
I
ones.
saw some over
They're in a tall box.
Behind, I think.
In a tall box.
They have on the handles of them.
Yeah.
What bells they're
Yeah.
for.
So we'll do it next time.
Yeah.
That's okay. Now, way down at the bottom of your first page, see that little mallet roll? It will be a long sound, and you take two mallets and you make like a roll on the drums.
mallet roll.
Yeah, you just go like that.
Got the slashes over it.
Yeah, and they sound real pretty, especially on the big bells. I don't know if you'd ever do that with the little bells. There's not that much room on your bells. Now, we talked about martellato, and then there's a martellato lift. Some of you are trying it with the martellato. So you hit the bell on the table, boink, and you lift it up, parallel to the table. Okay, let's try it. Hit it and lift it. Mart and lift. Mart and lift. And that, see the sign for it? It's that arrow, the black arrow thing, or cup, and then an arrow after it. That's a martellato lift. And I have never, ever seen a muted martellato, and I've been in bells for 30-some years, so don't even worry about that. Never. I've never, ever, 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 ever
What would
seen
that be?
Well, that's
What do you think
it.
that
I don't know. Well, it's making it sound, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
I guess you have your hand on it. or
maybe.
something. All right. Oh, okay. Third one down on the next page. Pluck. Pluck is a stop sound, and your bell would be on the table. And you just take your 3 fingers like this, and you force the clapper down on the table. Put your bell on the table. It's on the table. Leave it on the table, okay? So you take your thumb and push the clapper down. Yeah, that's a pluck. It's a very pretty sound. Okay?
Is it hitting the top of the bell?
It's hitting the bottom.
Have to do that on the side.
But on the bigger ones, I would use all 3. Just the thumb forces it down. But you're putting this, you're making a little tripod on it.
Everybody getting it? Everybody got that?
That's called a pluck. Most of the time, like with my choir at church, most of the time we just mallet. It's the same sign. It's a dot. And so it's your choice, really, unless they tell you they want you to do. But I think it's easier to get in the music and mallet, really. All right. And then the R's ring, of course. Ring touch, that's an important one too. Ring touch is a short sound, a stop sound. So your bell is up by your shoulder, and you just touch it to your shoulder. It's a sudden stop. Really. Big bells, you might want to put your hand up for a ring touch. The big bells. So the big bells will just touch it. It's got to stop, right, and leave it there. Sort of like a mart on your shoulder, really. Or you can do it on your stomach, anywhere. That sort of hurts, doesn't it? All right, another important one is the shake. It sounds like a flute trill or a piccolo trill. And hold the handle loosely. Don't tighten up because it's harder. Hold it kind of loosely in your hand. The big bells you'll never probably hardly ever shake. Yes, you're shaking. No, you shake the bell, not you.
You're not nervous.
And look at the sign for it. There's a squiggly line. And so all during that line, like it's a whole note, you'd ring and shake. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if there's another whole note afterward, and that squiggly line connects them both, you keep shaking. If it doesn't, if there's a little break, then you would ring it again. So it'd be shake, ring. That happens a lot on the ends of songs. So there's the shake. Oh, and I love this next one, the swing. It used to be called the tower ring. You see the SW? So here, you have to watch out, and ladies, be careful because you've got things behind you. We took a chunk out of a pulpit one time, so you want to be careful. So you're ringing, and then down, and then up. And your arm is straight. Down, up. It makes a beautiful sound together. Let's do it together. We're going this fast. Ring, down, up, damp. Ready, go. Ring, down, up, and damp. Again. Ring, down, up, and damp. So keep it in rhythm. Don't stop down there. Just keep going. Ready? Ring, down, up, and damp. That's a swing. Try it again. Ring, down, up, and down.
Well, you fooled me. I thought you were going to fool, but I didn't do it back.
Yeah,
It didn't swing.
you could, but then you still do this with your bell.
It's a different swing, isn't it?
Now you'll have this next thing a lot, the voice leading lines. See those lines? Sometimes the melody goes from bass clef to treble clef. And so that line, they'll just make the line go, show you where the melody is going. If it's up in the treble clef, it will be up there, and then if it goes down the bass clef, it will go there. It's nothing that you have to worry about. But when you are playing the melody, you want to play a little louder because you always want the melody to stand out from the accompaniment. Now, another way to stop the sound is called a thumb damp. And you just put your thumb up on the casting of the bell to stop it. So it's ring, damp, ring, damp. Now, for the bigger bells, it's impossible. You can't do it. Your thumb doesn't reach enough. And sometimes you can just move your hand up a little bit if you have time and to stop it more. Okay, thumb damp. Ring, damp. Ring and damp. Ring, damp. With your thumb. Put your thumb up on the casting. Okay? T, T, D. Thumb damp. Tableland damp. I've never seen that in music. I've seen tap pluck, but that's... I've never used that much either. Never. Vibrato. Vibrato is a pretty one. You ring the bell, and you go side to side. Don't let your clapper keep ringing. Ring. All right, let's ring up here, and we're going to vibrato down to damp on the table. Okay, ready? Stop your sound. Stop your sound. Ready? Ring. And damp. Table. Try it again. Vibrato. It makes a real pretty sound. Kind of wavy. All right. Now, let's take a little break and then we're going to ring a song.
We are.
I wonder if you'll know what it
Any questions about the list? I didn't do everything, but all the stuff I didn't do, we don't do anyway.
You're actually doing good. I only got 5 pages of notes already.
You can just keep those lists in your folder, and then if you don't know what those signs mean,